Everybody, video Max from server 133. Apparently this video is very late for the event being released 3 days ago, but I think it is very important that I make a video about it. So we're going to talk about the super feeding event. Now this event is basically meant for people to start pushing their dragons. What happened was that Evany had up to level 10 dragon for almost 2 years or even more than that. Since the time I have been playing Evany, all I could see is the highest level of dragon is level 10. And now recently, just a month ago, they released this new update where you can upgrade your dragons up to level 15. Now here's the fun part. Feeding is again required. So this is what happened with lot of big players who had got their level 10 dragons around months ago and they had nothing else to do with them, and they're kind of forgetting that we still have to feed our dragons to go level 15. So what the developers did, they made a way for them to be reminded that, hey guys, you have to upgrade your dragons, you have to feed them regularly. So this is what we have to do here. You go to the feed and you feed your dragons. However, there is a little update in this which is kind of exciting. So every time that you're going to feed your dragon, this thing, which is the excellent dragon coin, is going to appear no matter what. Can be 1 feed, 2 feed, 10 feed, 20 feed, doesn't matter. This is going to appear every time, which is a great thing. So let me tell you how this works. So first, we're going to talk only about feeding concept. Every day you're allowed to feed one single dragon for a total of 30 times. And you can refresh the recipe for a total of 10 times. So every time that you refresh, the cost of gems increases. Right now it says 2000 gems for refresh. Then it's going to say 4000, then it's going to be 8, 16, 32. Like, I'm not going to refresh much because as you guys know that I'm not a big coiner and I'm not going to be spending my gems to make the point. However, I'll do one refresh, which I do any which ways, so nothing wrong in that. Let's say I feed it once, there you go, I get some EXP and points. I feed it twice for some EXP and points. I feed it for the third time, the fourth feed. Now I have the option to feed the source of life. Guys, let me tell you clearly. Items like diamonds, source of life, gold, revival stones, these things are not easy to go by. Like, you can get gold from Vikings, no doubt, but at certain level, for a player like me, I spend 1 billion gold every gold consuming event, or sometimes even more than that. Now to get that much gold out of the game needs you to grind for hours and hours, because you can't really get more than 2 billion even if you are on bot. I can tell you that. And if you're getting more than 2 billion if you're on a bot, well, God bless you, you are in one of the most active alliance on the server I can ever imagine. So let's talk about feeding, continue it. Now if I have the excellent dragon coin, I would definitely do the honors of feeding, which I unfortunately don't. Source of life, well, I'm not going to spend that, because if I rather spend 2000 gems instead of spending 20 source of life, the value of 20 source of life, even if you buy it on auctions at the most basic value, will be 11,000 gems for 20 source of life. So rather than burning source of life, I would just simply hit the refresh button once, and here we go. I can feed the resources, no problem. Is the resource consuming, does not give much, but it is still okay to whatever you're getting. You can see again 100 revival stones. My dear friends, let me tell you how I play SVS. I see a keep unbubbled, disregards with the power, I scout it. If I see lot of mounted troops, I give a range hit. Even if I'm gonna have an attack lost, I'm still gonna give a range hit and move out of the server as early as I can, because my subsidies would be killed. Now that is the most basic playstyle that I follow, which cost me 10 revival stones every time I attack. 9 revival stones every time I attack. So rather than burning those in here, which is only going to give me 192,000 EXP, and this is equivalent to 100,000 gems. Even if I have it in such a bulk quantity, I would not want to waste it. That would be very, very dumb of me. But again, there are some people who don't care. They might burn it. Not me. You are free to do so if you wish to do so. Well, the second dragon for the day, material, yes, I have enough of those, right? Absolutely, go for it. I don't mind, I don't care. And might be this could be the level 11 Fafnir coming in. Second time I'm started feeding. So as you can see, every time that I feed, the number at the bottom keeps going up, which means it's just taking a record of how many times I'm feeding and how it's going on. I'm going to stop right here, considering that, as I said, I'm not going to be spending much gems. Moving on to my sacred dragons. There you go. You see here 25,000 gems giving me only 80,000 EXP. Okay, we're going to talk about this part specially because there are a lot of players who are very new to the game who have been following my channel. So I'm going to talk about you guys especially. Here's the part where you have to understand what to go for and what not to go for. You see, this is costing you 25,000 gems, giving you 80,000 EXP. Now I want you to remember the number 80,000. If you don't, you'll always be able to come back and watch the video at this point, which would be around 6 minutes on the time. So let's just hit one single refresh. That is costing me 2,000 gems. And in return, I got 139 EXP, 174 EXP, 174 EXP. Badges, maybe, maybe not. I would not spend badges. You may spend badges if you like. Some dragon scales, absolutely a-okay for me. Let's go. And done. Going to the TBs. Feed. Now here, my dear friends, 25 million gold. Again, if you're somebody, now this is where the game gets, a little, you have to be thoughtful. If you're somebody who's planning to buy a lot of generals and sell them for runestone chest, don't go for this. If you're somebody who's planning to be spending a lot of gold for your researches, gear refining and other stuff, don't go for it. For somebody who has got like 10 billion gold and does not know what to do with his life, well, spend it in the black market to get resources. But still, if you want to burn it, then by all means, no problem. My opinion, I wouldn't burn gold. I wouldn't mind burning gems. Resources. I wouldn't mind burning gems for a refresh instead of spending 25,000 gems. Now, this is very important for you to understand that materials are going to be playing very important role for your defense. You need Archimedes gear, or a lot of people pronounce it as Archimedean gear or Arch gear, which means the level 33 gear that you get from the forge. We are talking about these ones. We're talking about the ones that unlock at level 33. These gears are very important. Very solid, very important for the players. It helps you improve your defense because of the debuffs. However, if you are somebody who's not having too many troops, very small account, only enough to have certain generals with fully geared, maybe a ranged general, a mounted general, a ground general. If you are able to ghost all your marches, you don't even need a defense general actually. I would suggest that you start working on your defense general in the early game. So when your defense general is fully ready, you can start pumping troops or cranking troops as heavy as you want. Now this is part of the consuming. I've already made a video about feeding your dragon in the past. This is a new version of it. The whole concept is the same, but here comes the change, which is about the rewards. So let's talk about the rewards. Now the more you feed, the higher your rank goes. Right now my rank is 9th with 2044 points. Once I restart the game, that should be here. Let's see what my points are, because they don't update like this. You have to restart the game and then they update. So no matter what updates Evany brings in, sometimes they rush through it and then there are still bugs and glitches left which need to be sorted out. I kind of don't like this, but then, well, I enjoy the game. There are a lot of people who have been not happy with the game. I kind of feel their pain, but when we talk about myself personally, I just enjoy the game the way it is. As I don't put in too much money, I put in time with my team. I have quality people to play around with. So now you see I spent certain amount of materials, 2 refreshes, and I got around 2.6k points. From 2000 to 2600. Now here's the interesting part. For people who only have 1 or 2 dragons, you, my dear friends, will have a solid struggle going to the higher level. For people who have got more than 2 dragons, maybe 3 dragons, that is a Wonder 1 dragon, well, your game will be fun. For people who have got 4 dragons, like Wonder 1, Wonder 2, you can continue feeding. For people who have been playing All Stars and have 3 more dragons, and Nidhogg as well, like 4 more dragons, they basically run out of materials really quick. That is what their life is. So, one thing I would like to say that for those who have really pushed their dragons hard to higher level in the earlier times when the All Stars was there and people started rushing for dragon level 15 to improve their attack, defense and HP buffs, they weren't doing anything wrong. They just spent a lot more than they should. Like, I know one guy who spent around 1 million gems within the first 2-3 days of this level 15 dragon release. I don't know how much he fed his dragon or what he got. He just mentioned, I spent 1 million gems in 3 days for working on my dragon. I was like, maybe he would have. I'm not saying that he wouldn't. He can. He's a rich guy. So that's person to person. But what we get here are the redeemable rewards that kind of grab my interest. So let's talk about these rewards. And when would be the right time to redeem these? In my opinion, this is my opinion. You have to first understand what you need out of all of these items. You have to prioritize what do you need. So I'm going to talk from a below K35 point of view. You want to consider going for the treasure boxes. Yes, you can get them from the tiles. Yes, you can get them from the relics. Yes, you can get them from the boss monsters. But the more the merrier. The level 2 is what you want to go for at least. Level 1 is good. Level 2 gives you source of life. So level 2 is what you want to go for at least. Runestone chest, 1000%. You need a lot of runestone chests to work on your speciality. The speciality you improve on your generals, the more efficient they get for your attack, defense or HP purpose. Whatever you decide, you need runestone chest. Badges, I would highly recommend grabbing the badges. These badges can also be converted to gems, or these badges can be used for making 2 Ares gear. These badges are also important for enhancing your dragon talents. So it's not going to be waste. You should grab the badges if you want, if you get a chance to. Dragon source fragments. I have seen big accounts like those who have spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Those people have already maxed out all of their dragons and their talents, so they don't need this. But then there are people who would really need these dragon source fragments, like people like me. I wouldn't mind buying from here or from the auctions, as long as I can improve the quality of my dragons. Speed ups, last choice. You can get speed ups from boss monsters, even killing boss 9, boss 10, which is now lot of big servers allow players to solo those bosses. So you can get a lot of these from the game. You don't need to really grab it from here. It's kind of a waste in my opinion. Resources, again, one of the last options to go for. If I want to grab all these resources, it's going to cost me 7,200 points, giving me only 600 million of each, which is what I make in 1 day of Ymir event by playing 4 hours, 5 hours actively. So, no. Kind of complicated situation. Excellent dragon coin. Now this is the very fun part. Claiming excellent dragon coin, you can use these excellent dragon coins to feed your dragon, right? Now this is exactly similar to the other consuming event, like the tactic scroll consuming event, or like the refining stones consuming event, or like the other consuming events. I'm not able to get the name on, which is Blood of Ares, Trial of Knights. What happens in all these events is you spend the base item and you can claim more of these base items and then spend it again. Like, you get it, you spend it, you get it, you spend it, you just continue the food chain. So for science, let me see if I have any dragon that can be fed just one single coin and see where we go. So this one takes 20. I don't have those. This one takes 4. Okay, we're going to do the maths. I wouldn't do it here because the EXP is kind of getting wasted. It's not getting utilized properly. I'm going to just have a look at the other dragons. Give me a second. if any dragon has got an option to feed only 2 coins. This one is saying 4. This one is saying 10. Sorry. I will consider feeding this guy. No, it also goes, no, it does not go beyond. So I'll consider feeding this guy. Okay. So we'll grab 4 of these coins. Redeem 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's going to cost me 580 points. Which means it is 580 into 10,000. Okay, this is what we're going to do. 580 into 10,000. Sorry. That's 5.8 million EXP is what I have fed so far to get 4 coins in return. And you see how many points I lost there, like how many points I used up. So I'm just going to go and feed the dragon. You ready, guys? And we feed this guy. Okay, now let's just check how much points we have before starting. We have 815 points. I'm going to restart the game so that it gets updated. And I hope that it gives me more positive scores, or at least half of what I have spent. Then it would be really worth. Let's just have a look. Too many events, man. Too many event pop-ups. So if somebody restarts the game, he or she is kind of going to get zeroed in the middle of the battlefield. Okay, it's barely anything. Barely anything. So basically, I'll tell you how much points I got. You see this? So I got rewards equivalent to the number on the left side, which is 140,000 EXP. So that would be 14 points. So I didn't get EXP like points on consuming heavy EXP, because it says multiplied by 10, and if it says multiplied by 10, they should feed me 140 points. But no, it just gave me 14 points. Like looking over there, it didn't give me much. So no, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, guys. I'm doing something wrong there. It didn't give me much EXP, I mean much points in return. So considering that, I would have rather gone for more unique items in the game. For example, I should have gone for these treasures, which I can still go for, or these tactic scrolls that can help me to work on my research, which I desperately need. So these are the things you have to choose wisely. Now this video has been longer than it should be, and I'll not take much time, but I'll conclude it here. It is ultimately your decision to choose whatever items you think will help you the best for your growth. And this game is totally meant to be played differently. No two keeps are similar. No two keeps have the same gameplay. No two players have the same game style. Everybody develops a keep as per their choice, and the game is to be played over time, unless if you're somebody who has a lot of property to sell or a lot of money to invest in the game. Well, I don't hate anybody for coining. It's their money, their choice. I enjoy this game and I want you to do the same. I feel bad about a player named Freedom who dismissed everything on his account so that he could quit. I hope nobody has to do something like that to their account. If you really want to quit, just get rid of the game by giving it to somebody, because there are people who would still want to continue playing. Not everybody puts in their personal lifetime. Some people just want to run away from their real life so that they can kind of enjoy a virtual life. That's why people play games. Well, that's a lot being said. Time for me to conclude the video. Max from server 133 signing out. I'll see you next time.